were born under this same method. It was not called hypnobirthing. It was the Grantley-Dick Reed method. Have any of you heard of Grantley-Dick Reed?
My children are.
Both of your children?
Yes.
Are you from England?
No.
No?
Here in the United States.
Oh, good. Grantley-Dick Reed, actually, it's not as well known as it should be, but is truly the father of natural childbirth. Lamaze gets the credit for it, but it was Grantley-Dick Reed. Now, 1,000 years ago, when I was very young, in my earlier youth, when I became pregnant, I decided to look for a natural method. There was nothing of the sort. In those days, women were rolled into a delivery room, their feet and legs were strapped into stirrups, the arms were strapped with leather, and that's the way we were supposed to deliver our children. There, of course, was and still is the belief that childbirth has to be agonizing. In my book, I do talk of the curse of Eve and how this has been perpetuated down through the centuries. But at the time, I just couldn't believe that there could be a God that would create us as sexual beings so that we would procreate and then turn around and say, but zap on you when that child comes along. The whole thought was totally incongruous to me. And I believe, too, that nothing else that we do, I can move my arms, I can move my eyes, my mouth, I can walk. And unless there is something wrong, there is no pain involved. Why then the very highest, the epitome of nature, bringing forth a child? Why then should that be associated with pain, or should pain be associated with childbirth? I just didn't buy into it. I did find the Grantley-Dick Reed method, and for my first 2 births, my labor was absolutely wonderful, but my delivery was horrendous because, again, I was strapped, anesthetized, totally out. I mean, absolutely out. I fought it, would put my head over this way and that way, and of course a couple of whiffs of the ether and I was gone. It just didn't work at all. And there's strange things happening up here. Oh, I wonder if that's a good omen or a bad omen. At any rate, at my 3rd pregnancy, I announced to my doctor that if he was not going to be willing to go along with me and allow me to go all the way without anesthesia, I would seek someone else. He agreed. And so my 3rd child, my daughter, was the very first intentional natural birth in the entire Concord and capital area of New Hampshire. She was the talk of the hospital, and I thought, oh, we have converts. My doctor went home that evening, and he said he stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning going through journals and reading everything that he could get his hands on that had Grantley-Dick Reed's name on it. And when I went back for my 6-week checkup, he said, Mickey, he said, I just am still so in awe. I cannot believe that anyone who was in that much pain could be that controlled.
You missed the point.
There's so much for my convert. I thought really that we were going to start a movement at that point. I really did, and it went by the wayside. All through the years, I've been a teacher